It's your boy Oakley, and today we're doing yet another Mario What If. This is what if Deku had Miles' powers. Yes, Miles' powers from basically Into the Spider-Verse. The powers pretty much include webs that can shock people, and you can shock people by touch too. Oh yeah, and invisibility, and yeah, pretty much regular Spider-Man shit, just his powers too. Let's get into the story. This would all start off with Miles being in his own universe, stealing those similar spiders that can turn people into Spider-Man like how he did. He's pretty much stealing them from Doctor Octopus, which is trying to make like a fucking spider army. And yeah, he ain't trying to have that. So yeah. So he pretty much are trying to steal these spiders, and what it's basically about 6 spiders in a canister. And but the thing is that they're fucking cloning them. So if they clone these 6 spiders into like thousands and millions of them, they're gonna have like a whole bunch. As long as there's one, they can still clone it. That's the problem. So he's pretty much stealing this. And for some reason he starts glitching and the spiders drop. And pretty much the canister opens and the spiders pretty much go all over the place. He's trying to find them as he glitches again and he just glitches into a whole different universe. All he can think is not again, and just hope that they just didn't find the spiders, as he's pretty much trying to find out where he is. He's swinging all over the place, and he would eventually hear a muffled scream. He would see what it was. He would see a tunnel. Then he would see a sludge thing. As he would think, oh, it's a villain. So he would basically, tug on the villain with his webs and electrocute it. As the villain is wondering what's going on, as it's being tugged to the right, it would look and it would see that it's getting electrocuted. It's pretty much screaming. It would let Deku go, as Deku's pretty much unconscious. Miles, I'm just gonna call him like Miles for now. So Miles, he pretty much is wondering, okay, I'm just gonna, as the fog get cut off by All Might coming through the sewer, and pretty much taking the sludge villain and saying, well, you did good, hero, and pretty much dipping, as he can definitely tell that this place is a lot different. He sees the Japanese letters and the tall and the neo light buildings. He sees that this is not, Kansas. So Kansas is not the actual places where he's from. It's supposed to mean home. If you get it, you get it. But it's not Brooklyn. So he's trying to dip, but Deku would wake up and ask what hero was he, because and what happened, what hero was he, stuff like that. And he would just say, I'm the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Otherwise, you can just call me Spider-Man. And Deku would just think that would be so cool, and he would ask like, what type of moves can you actually do? He's basically asking what type of powers does he have, and he would basically say, well, I have the powers of spiders. As he's under the tunnel, he would just jump up and do like a little flip, and he would pretty much have his feet sticking to the ceiling. And Deku's amazed at this. He thinks this is a cool quirk. So he has his notebook that's still burnt and all that. And he's pretty much writing in it. As and as he said, he would basically say he can do this too. As he would shoot a web, and he can basically shoot electricity through it too. And Deku, being knowing being one of the smartest people in the show, or through the class 1A, like in that class. Not not talking about Aizawa. He's not included, but you know, he's pretty smart, so he would know about like a spider that has the ability to shock people when they bite. So he said, "Oh, it must be based off of this such and such spider," and no, he would be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you know a lot, but where are we exactly?" As Deku would have this confused look on his face, and he's like, "What?" As like, "What? Like, where is this?" And he would say, "Like, this is Japan." As you know, Miles's eyes would widen as he knows that he's not anywhere near where he's from. So yeah. So yeah, he just says, "Oh, okay," as he would swing off. And Deku would think it was so cool to see him do that. So he would pretty much go home. He'd be writing about him, doing all that shit, doing his thing. And yeah, he's doing that. And Deku would try to start his 10 months of training, but he really does not know what to do. So he would look up a good place to train where no one goes, and luckily he would find Degama Beach. As to Miles's point of view, he's pretty much wandering around trying to find some, and he's just wandering around. He doesn't even know what to do at this point. So yeah. So eventually he will find himself at Degama Beach with Deku, and Deku would see him again, so he would run over to him, or go over to him, and ask for his autograph. As Miles would say, "Oh, it's you again." As he would basically give him an autograph, as like he knows that this is super super weird. This is not just regular shit when he's like only the hero. But no, there's niggas coming out of the fucking blue. Like, we don't even know where half of these people are coming from. Like, who are you? Like, yeah. So obviously, yeah. So he's pretty much about asking Deku about like water quirks, as Deku just has this dumbfounded face of like, what? He would explain quirks to him, and he would ask why would he like ask what is quirks, as there's no way to actually lie to him at this point. You can lie, but it won't get you anywhere. So yeah, he would basically say, let's just say I was fighting a villain, and I was about to fight a villain, and it didn't really end too well for me, and I got put in this world. Like, I'm not from this world. As just for proof, he's actually glitching out. And at first, Deku didn't believe him, but he just saw him glitch out. So now he's a true believer. So he pretty much just says, if I can't like get out of this place soon, I'm pretty much gonna die. So I'm a I'm gonna need somebody to like basically I'm gonna need like somebody to carry on the Spider-Man name, as well as Deku would say, "Oh, okay, wait, are you talking about me?" As pretty much it's pretty much that conversation, but it's Miles and it's Deku. So he's pretty much like there's no, he doesn't really know a way for him to get out, because just like the first time he had no Peter Parker's help, but now he doesn't have his help, and he's in a totally different place. He don't even know how to read. He doesn't know how to read anything here. He's wandered around. So pretty much everything is pretty much all gonna be pretty crazy because I'll say that I'll say that yeah. I'll say that Miles he got one spider out of the 6. I'll say he got one spider. Just so Deku can get bit by one. So yeah, he pretty much just has this spider and it's just in this fucking canister of the other ones that are gone. But it's in this canister and there's only one in there. So he would just say, I'm gonna have to pass on the power. But pretty much, it's pretty much the same spiders. It's pretty much the same spider, but it's not the exact same one. So Deku would pretty much get bit by the spider, giving him the powers. Deku would, feel a little drowsy and sleepy, and he would pretty much go to sleep. Like 3 hours later, he would wake up, and without him noticing, Miles would basically says, okay, now let's train. Deku feels energetic, and so when he gets up and he pretty much run towards Miles to start the 10 months of training, he's running almost just as fast as him, as he thinks, oh well, what the fuck? Hold up, this ain't it. As he's pretty much running faster than he would anyway. So he would do the training for the day by cleaning up the beach, pulling shit with his webs, which Spider-Man does do a lot. So it would be kind of training for Spider-Man. So they're pretty much doing Spider-Man stuff like pulling heavy objects with the webs, and training with making yourself stick on things, which Deku has to learn to calm down, because Deku be really over-analyzing things. He kind of overreacts to everything. So he has to be more calm. So this is a more calm Deku because he has to, do the training that Miles did with Spider-Man, which was barely training, but somehow he caught on and he did what he had to do. Since Deku could actually train more and more to actually use the webs correctly and actually learn how to swing correctly. So they're pretty much swinging around Tokyo buildings, pretty much doing all that. And it's pretty good training because he has a lot more time to actually do it. I mean, really, Miles probably had like a week or two to actually train, or even that, like a couple of days to actually get a hang of being Spider-Man. And he did it like at the last literal second. And Deku's gonna have 10 months to do it, so there's no real rush. So Deku's real good at being Spider-Man now, or being this universe's Spider-Man. So Deku would start, his first would go to, the entrance exam. And as he's about to trip over a rock, he would get the spider senses. So, he would just like walk right past it, as he seems pretty alarmed by it. So, yeah, Deku would pretty much not fall. So, yeah. And, he would go into the written exam, and he would do it pretty easily, because Deku is still smart. And I guess, he would do it pretty good. I'll say he gets, like, the highest score, because, why not? Yeah, he would go to the fucking robot exam, to the explanation of it, at least. And, President Mike would explain how it works and how there's a 1-pointer, 2-pointer, 3-pointer, and 4-pointer. And 0-pointer? Man, fuck it, yeah. So, he would basically explain that, and they all gonna fucking dip, cause yeah, him and Ida wouldn't have that type of interaction. See, Ida wouldn't stop him if he tried to go to Uraka, but since he never fell, he wouldn't have to do that. So the gate would open, or Miles would or Deku, oh my god, Deku. I'll say that Miles is actually watching it. He's just on the outskirts of the fucking center. He's just on top of it, just looking. He got a fucking, what do you call it? Forgot the fucking thing. It can make you see better when you're looking towards it. I forgot it what it was called, but yeah, I'll remember it later. But Deku is pretty much gonna swing his web over the thing, and people are like, yo, what? As the gate open and everybody's running, he's going through these robots. It's almost like they were made for him. He's just swinging around them, making the legs come close together so they fall, destroying multiple robots by making robots fall. Like, he's fucking just punching them with bare strength. Like, he's fast. He's over here jumping. Oh, yeah, and Spider-Man, I don't know why, but he just keep on getting back up, man. Like, it's almost like you can't kill him until you actually do. Like, bro, you're gonna be exhausted. So, pretty much, I'll say that he gets hit by a robot, but like a 3-pointer, and he flies into a building. He just don't even give a fuck. Like, he just get back up as people just think he's totally injured. Nah, that's some weak shit, bro. You always gotta get back up when you're Spider-Man. So, I mean, he pretty much steps on the ground and pretty much pulls that robot's head off by just using pure webs, bro. And pretty much he's electrocuting robots with webs. He's doing all types of shit. They like, bro, what is this man's quirk? As Deku's hero suit is basically just Miles' costume. It basically is it. It's just I don't want to say it's green. I don't want to say because I don't really like that color for Spider-Man. I don't know why. But for now, we can just say it's pretty much Miles' costume with the shorts, the jacket, and the Spider-Man shirt, and yeah, the hoodie. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. And he's fucking shit up. It's too easy for him. So he's pretty much gonna go and do that. And this is near the end, so he lands on the building and he's chilling. So yeah, the 0-pointer would appear and people are running from it. He's looking at it. He kind of wants to mark it, so he's about to do it until he hears a scream. And yeah, he would basically attach a web to the building, start swinging, and he's basically doing flips in the air. He dodges the robot's arm, runs up it, and then, well, puts webs on it, and then fucking swings down from it, so the head comes down and breaks apart from the rest of the body, and it just falls back and just makes a crater into the ground. Deku would land. He would use webs to get the debris off of Uraka. And yeah, she'll be fine when well, what's her name? Fucking heal her. So yeah, she's gonna be totally fine after that. Yeah, he just did that in like 3 seconds. Like, he's too good. So yeah, days later he would swing off, and yeah, he's pretty much a vigilante. Like, he's pretty much a vigilante. Down to a T. So, yeah, Deku will get the note saying that he pretty much got in. So, a day later, he would go there, and yeah, he's doing pretty good. He pretty much came he pretty much went there, and right after that, he's looking for the class. He's looking for the class, and then he would eventually find it. He'd open the door, and all he would see in here is Bakugo and Tenya Ida just fucking roasting each other. Or really just arguing, but it is what it is. Deku ain't trying to have time for this. So when Bakugo go over to him, he try to fucking fuck with him. Yeah, he just turns invisible on him and says, "Yeah, maybe next time, buddy." As it was like, damn, he's smooth with it though. As he would turn uninvisible at his seat, and Uraka come through. It's pretty much thank Deku. And yeah, Aizawa tell him to shut up. They go outside. They do a ball throw. They hand the ball to Deku. He pretty much swings it around. Maximum effort ass boy. He gets that 9,000, which is basically the highest score for all the students who actually got numbers. Unlike Uraraka, didn't follow the fucking rules. Like, goddamn, you couldn't just get a number? Like, what is wrong with you? So, he would continue on to get first place, everything except for the ball throw, because he is super fast. What do I else have to say? He's super fast, super strong. He can turn himself invisible. He can electrocute shit, bro. He's just that nigga. And he's running around in the rover. So, Deku pretty much gets first place in everything. They pretty much get told about the fucking hero versus villains. Baku will come downstairs to try to do it. And everybody is pretty much seeing that the whole concept of hero versus villains is so dumb, man. This shit is stupid, man. JK. I'm trying to make this video longer.